realizing that it's like, okay, they think they have time, but no, especially let's say a lot of ladies, they usually, move toward where the job is or where, the husband is. And
Hmm.
so, after those 18 years, you go to college, those 4 years, or, whatever it is, it's like, we think we have the time, and then realizing, okay, you're trying to pour all of this into the young adult or a child, because, there's only 1 or 2 years left for them to be in the household. So it's
Yeah.
interesting that you're already starting now. So I don't think it's ever too early. I think it's just a matter of what it is that you're adding and making that reflection, right, of pouring some awesome principles, life principles into what how she takes embrace life.
Right. I love
So
that.
with yes, so with all of you being at home, like, do you find it hard to balance or to strategize how you're doing mom duties, wife duties, entrepreneurship? Like, do you find it to be pretty challenging, or because of time, you've come up with a system that's been able to support you and help you to thrive in that area?
Yeah, I do have a system, and I know not everybody has this support. So I don't want to say I feel bad for saying this because it's like it's amazing. So my mom and my stepdad, when I was working in corporate, they actually moved up to be near me to watch my daughter. So
Oh,
they're
nice.
still, I know, it was like so just so generous and awesome that she gets to spend time with her grandparents. But then when I left corporate America, my mom's kind of like, "Oh man, what am I going to do?" So we have I usually drop her off around 9. So my husband took her over to my parents today. So she spends the mornings there, and then that's when I get work done, which
What a
I know
beautiful,
it's
that's beautiful.
amazing and not
That's
everyone has
amazing.
that. I know. I know.
That's amazing to be able to spend time with grandpa and grandma. Oh my gosh. So she's gonna have this enriched life, right?
Yes.
And it really ups, I always say it ups her social game. She knows how to deal with others outside of the household, and be able to make her a social butterfly, and be able to, connect even easier and communicate. So that's amazing. What have
Yeah.
you seen have been an add on for her, being that she has the opportunity to be with grandparents and in the household? What have you seen that's done for Jade herself?
Well, definitely I think, it's a crazy time right now, and I know a lot of social interaction is limited, but prior to that, we would go to a play group and like a library story time during the week as well. And I
Hmm.
think everyone always comments, how she's not afraid. A lot of children, I think, when they're home with mom, may tend to be a little skittish at first.
Mm.
But yeah, she's very social, kind of like you said, and just loves to be around people. So I think that does have part to do with it because my parents, they live in a retirement community too, so there's not a lot of kids. So whenever my mom like takes her walking or they go to the pool and stuff, she's always kind of the center of
And
attention. So
I'm sure she's loving it.
yeah, she loves it. And then I think it also gives my parents kind of another sense of purpose because it adds, enrichment to their days. And it's only about 3 hours. So it's not like they can't do other things the rest of the day and clearly on weekends and stuff like that. But I know when she doesn't come over, if we have appointments or something, they do miss out. So yeah, it's a win-win.
I love it. I love it. And what you mentioned is confidence. She's building a lot of confidence,
Definitely.
just being able to deal with other people. Wow. So that's interesting of how you're helping not only others, and building their lives and using the advantage of their time, but it's just interesting how the value that's being added in that time. So there is saving that part, but for sure making sure that it's quality time, not just a matter of quantity of time, if that makes sense.
Definitely. Definitely.
Wow. So if you could share with us, definitely, about how to, because I know time is a big thing for you, time of gaining that time, and I know I'm not going to say like really gain time, but I know you're focused on freedom. Could you
Mhm.
share with us some tips, some insights as to how we can gain more freedom, right, with our time?
Yeah. Well, I think first you probably need to take an inventory of where your time is currently being spent. So, just for a few days, maybe take a journal or a piece of paper and kind of see where the majority of your time is going. And then once you do that, you can kind of see the areas where there is a little flexibility, where you have the freedom to, swap that out. And I try to be intentional with the language I use as well. I don't like to say I don't have time because usually that is not the case. Usually I do have the time, but it's not a priority. So I think when you switch the language also and you're honest with yourself, because at the end of the day, do I go downstairs and watch Netflix after Jade goes to bed?
Hmm.
I do. Like, that's my decompressing. That's how I relax for an hour. And if I wanted to, I could use that time doing something else. So I don't like to tell myself I don't have time. But once you take that inventory, you can see, all right, well, maybe scrolling social media, or maybe I'm not spending 1 hour on Netflix, maybe I'm watching like three, and then
It
restructuring
adds
that
up.
time. It does. And it's crazy because sometimes you really don't think about it, or I don't know, maybe you are doing housework that really doesn't need to be done, and you could get yourself outside in nature and feel rejuvenated in doing that. Um, just little things. But freedom for me was really not being locked into sitting in an office from the hours of 9 to 5. Because even sometimes if I had all my projects done, all my work done, it's not, maybe in some more innovative companies, but in the company I worked for, it wasn't like, all right, guys, I'm gonna head out. They're like, what are you doing? It's 4:37. So that was what I was hoping to gain with freedom, like control over my time, seeing how my input affects the output, things like that.
I really love that because I know when we were talking, you had mentioned something about you're putting together like a freedom time journal for those who work with you.
Um, I don't, that's not ringing a bell. Maybe freedom time
I
journal.
was adding that for you.
Okay.
I was trying to help you build products. Ah.
Okay.
You didn't catch on.
Sorry. Sorry. Yeah,
No,
I
you're
love
good.
the
You're good.
idea. I love the
No, you're
idea.
good. You say it's a good idea. Like, do you have anything to share with those who are connecting with you? Like, do you have a product that we're off right now? I'm just kind of talking with you right now. But do you have anything that you can share with the crowd, with the world?
Yeah,
Not
well,
yet.
so the platform I launched in June, it's called chaseroar.com. And I built that because of the like crazy rise in online courses and coaches that I've seen come about. And I've taken a lot of digital coaching programs. When I was a student, I was looking for a platform that I could go on to compare the different programs or see who's teaching in certain subjects, kind of like a Yelp, but for the
Mm-hmm.
online course community. And I couldn't find it, and I was surprised. But then I just kept going along in my day-to-day things, and the idea stuck in the back of my head. So then a few months later, I went to look for it again, still didn't exist, so I decided to create it. And what Chase
Love
Your
it.
is it's kind of like a shortened version of Chase Your Dreams. I want every woman, especially, it's created especially for women, to
Mm-hmm.
be in touch with educators and coaches that can help them get to the point they want. Because when I
I
was
love that.
Thank you. When I was working a 9 to 5, I spoke with a lot of women, especially moms who felt stuck. Like me, they were the stable, income. They had to try to balance multiple kids and drop offs and then work. And I even had some of my coworkers, I know this is super illegal, told that they probably weren't being promoted because of the kids situation, which it just it didn't sit well with me. So I want everyone to
Mm,
know that the resources are there, that you just have to kind of pursue that and see what resonates. And Chase Your is the platform to do that. So I equate it to the Yelp for online courses and coaches. It's
I
free to
love it. I
use.
love it.
And if you wanted to upgrade your account, it's a free 2 week trial and then $14.99 a month. But that is my biggest offering right now. I'm also working on an ebook and a lot of little things like that. But that is what is live right now.
I love it. I love it because it's definitely important, especially what you mentioned, where a person may feel, a mom may feel that she may be targeted or maybe left in not to be a part of a promotion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they may feel that she's going to spend more time with her children, when actually that's the opposite. You know, women are very strong, working employees or a partner in whatever it is that they're doing or whatever they commit or invest their time. So that we can do both, and we have many. There are people that's doing it now before us, and who's going to do it after us. But it's very important to not fall into that space where you are being literally slighted because you have a child or you have children. Someone have to raise them, right? Someone has to have them, and someone has to raise them. So it's
Absolutely.
this is where the equality comes into the workplace. So that, which is a whole different topic.